Okay. Looks like I am now live, guys. And I've got a grand total of one viewer from two Discord servers. Excellent. I hope that picks up. Considering that people voted for this, so at least 5 or 6 people definitely wanted to have it. So I do hope you guys show up. Let's see. I'm going to go make an announcement in one of the Discord servers to let everybody know that I am live. All right. Everybody, just so you guys, well, one person for now who is here knows. Let's publish that. There we go. Looks like the chat is still not live yet. So this is going swimmingly. Okay, I've been streaming for 1 minute and 27 seconds. More comments below, yes. Hello, Zedfee, Tiska, Wild Puppy. In fact, I remember Wild Puppy, I think from, was it Mizik's live stream yesterday? Or not yesterday, that was not yesterday. I think that was 2 days ago, correct? Wild Puppy Boy, I do believe I remember you from that or one of the Discords. New comments below. I hit the button. And nothing happens. Beautiful. Okay, come on. Oops. I was not meaning to pin that. Trying to hit the more comments button. No, oh, hold on. I have to change the live chat mode selection. Here we go. More options. Hold on a sec, guys. Let me. All messages are visible. That's what I want. Apologies, guys. Alright, guys, I am caught back up with you guys. Just so you guys know, those of you who are pinging me on Discord, while the stream is running, I will not be diverting from the stream often unless the chat is just dead. So, for those of you who are pinging me, my apologies, but that will have to wait for a little bit. Almighty Cheeto, you're asking, how do you get motivated to lucid dream? Every night, I go to bed and I don't have the motivation to do a lucid dream or even set intention to remember dreams. Well, I would be wanting to first know what you don't have the motivation. And I would say that the motivation starts with desire. How much do you actually want the thing that you're trying to do? And for me, with lucid dreaming, I wanted it a lot. I really wanted it. So I was motivated to do it. And that's why I've been where I have. I don't know how long you've been practicing or what your routine has been completely, or if you've been consistent. Maybe if you're actually are being consistent, you're just not getting results. Maybe take a short break, like a few days or something, to try to get back into it, and just see. But how much do you actually want it? Do you have plans for what you want to do in the lucid dreams? Do you have goals that you want to accomplish that you would need lucidity to accomplish? Develop stuff like that. Like, give yourself a reason to want to do it if this is something you would actually want to do. Thank you. Well, technically, LaBridge's Mild isn't that long either, so but yeah, I wouldn't ask anyone to read 80 pages just to learn how to do Mild. And you have to learn how to do a lot of things, but my pleasure. Uji Wuji, I recognize you. Hello. And it looks like I am caught up. So that is awesome. All right, I was just typing. One sec, guys. Looks like no one commented after Uji Wuji. Let's see, how many people do we have watching us tonight? 6 people. That is a lot. Not really. But basically, so what I've been doing lately for lucid dreaming, I've been doing my consistent practice. I just got back into university schedule, so this week my nightly dropped off a little bit. I picked it back up by Wednesday, and I've continued with nightly lucidity even through Thursday, which was a really short sleep night. And then, of course, today I went back to bed and I got 3 more lucids. So I did a good job today. Going into the weekend, my sleep schedule's bouncing around a bit because I have to get up early Tuesdays and Thursdays now, earlier than I would normally like to. And that sort of bounces things around a bit. So that's how my lucidity has actually been going this past week. See. So let's see. Let's see. So people, I think, were messaging me on Discord. Let's see if they who these were. Oh, those are from a different server. Okay, those aren't relevant. Let me just make sure I'm still connected. Okay. It wasn't showing me the more comments button. That sucks. I'm gonna put full screen on. That might help. Do I know how to time delay? Do I know how to time delay? And if so, how? Well, it's more of like it's kind of a thing I've never really experienced or done before. It's not my thing. It's something I've actually done. But there's a lot of it that has to do with, like, false memories or, doing a lot of things really, really quickly and thinking that you've done them, over a course of a longer period of time, or you create memories of doing things but not actually having done them. That's sort of like the theory of how it works, but I've never actually done it. What's my favorite lucid dream I've had? I get this question a lot. And to be honest, there are a lot of good ones. You got, let's see, some of my early ones. 11. My 11th lucid dream was great. It's still one of my best wilds, even though that was in early November and that was 2020, mind you, and it's now 2022. My 11th lucid dream is still a great one. 153, the 150s, 1 to 153, which happened in May 2021. Those are some of my best ever. I think it was August or July or August in last year that I think I got 215, which was a good one. I think there were some in the 240s that I liked. The 360s had the Antarctica Dream. 370 was the congressional one that was really fun. There was one on the underground that I believe was somewhere close to 380, and Yeah, the recent ones I got today weren't bad. But as far as my favorites, the 150s definitely are up there. 215 is up there. 370 is up there. That was a good one. There's some of the longer ones. I don't remember all of them. There's so many, but I've found a lot of good ones that are memorable. You don't have to get out of bed to do wild Tisker Tisker win Tisker. You don't have to get out of bed. In fact, you can just sit up for a couple minutes if you want, and then just lay back down and you know hold on, engage your anchor. Wow, hey, Void Dragon, long time no hear. It can feel like it, and like in memory of it, I would honestly ask Huki because he has a lot more experience doing this than I do. I have 0, and he's done it for, a long time, so he has some experience there. Have I made a super schema yet, Void Dragon? No, still working on it. My Star Trek one seems to work pretty well. My flying schema can use a little work, but it's going okay. I got some other things. I haven't made a super schema just yet. Yeah, that's called DEILD. It's technically a different dream, but you can make it feel like it was the exact same dream, like the same setting and stuff. MA2 underscore whatever. It's called DEILD. That's Dream Exit Initiated Lucid Dream. So you basically are not fully waking up. You're taking advantage of the state you're in when you're just starting to wake up. And you're basically wilding. You're imagining the dream you were just in, and you fall back asleep into a dream and you're lucid when it works. Probably that's basically you're basically wilding, but in a very specific way. You're taking advantage of the liminal state of not having fully woken up, and then you're transitioning back into a dream using the dream you just had as an anchor to do so. That's DEILT. It's definitely recommended. I call it an opportunistic technique, as in it requires very specific circumstances. You have to be waking up from a dream, obviously aware that you're waking up from a dream, and of course, not like a sharp awakening, but like a gradual awakening. You're just starting to wake up. You recognize this, and then you're able to weaponize it. It's an opportunistic thing. It's something I recommend everyone learn how to do because when the opportunity arises and you have the ability to do so, DEILD is an excellent weapon for lucid progress. It is amazing to be able to do this and to do it well. Honestly, you can extend lucids that way. Like, say you have a problem with short lucids, like I do. In fact, some of my days where I've had some of the most lucids, I had short ones, and then I had Dale chains. So I would wake up for like a less than a minute, fall right back into a dream, and just keep going that way. And I'd have Dale chains like that. But you can have some extended lucidity that way. It's a great thing to learn how to do. Hello, wide awake. When do I wake up for wake back to bed? All the time. On a average night, I wake up at least 6 times. I don't always properly weaponize them, as in take full advantage and do proper wake back to bed, like actually do techniques. But I do wake up naturally during the night at least 6 times. I've used alarms over the past year to, you know, experiment with controlling that. I've found limited, some success with the alarms, but limited success in terms of the operative comparisons between the alarm wakings and just letting my natural wakings take the course without me externally interfering with them at all. um, I have not noticed any change in my lucidity when I just did away with the alarms altogether a few months ago. There's no change in my lucidity. I was still getting lucid. I was still waking up several times a night. I was still able to do methods. So there really wasn't a noticeable change. And in fact, I've actually started getting more wilds lately, which is really awesome. And my intention thing's really cool because I started waking up on the days I know I have to get up. Not all days, but I started waking up before my alarm, like as much as 10 minutes before my alarm and as little as like 1 to 3 minutes before my alarm. I've been waking up. You might go back to sleep. Well, with wild is a balance. If you feel like you're going to go back to sleep too easily, then try applying more awareness to your anchor as you fall asleep. Yeah, that's sort of the opposite of me. I'm a light sleeper. If I stay up for longer than a few minutes, then it's gonna take me a little bit longer to fall back asleep. Yeah, that's actually cool. Void Dragon. Well, Shand, the whole reason the reason you wake up, when you're lucid is expectation failure. That's schematic. You expect that you're going to wake up. and that wakes you up because expectation is like you're associating what you're doing to waking up, then that can wake you up. Or you're just at the end of a dream and there's really nothing you can do about that, and that wakes you up. Or if you're just like totally lost in what you want to do, that you're not paying attention to what you're doing or experiencing, that can wake you up. But the main thing is just pay attention to what you're doing and remember that nothing can wake you up unless you actually expect to wake up from it. So there's nothing physical in a dream that can actually wake you up. Hello, Alex Harris. I've actually tried to do that a long time ago. I think it was Lucid Dream numbers 22 through 24. These were early wilds. Um, it didn't really work so well, but dreams and dream control is about schema. It's about associations. If you could get to a point where you're able to associate, knowing you're dreaming with all your dreams well, like that would actually be kind of cool. But there aren't many people who have done that. People think about it. I came up with the idea myself. Everyone comes up with the idea by themselves, but there aren't many people who I've observed or have heard about that have actually succeeded doing that. It's still worth trying. Could be fun. Hell yes, Void. Do I feel like lucid dreaming has benefited me emotionally and mentally or really in any way? Yeah. It's become my life's pride and joy, my favorite thing for a long time, for over a year. Something I actually enjoy commitment to, and it's become my passion to learn, to teach, to experience. And yeah, it's definitely helped me emotionally too. I understand how my anxiety and dealing with it and has affected my dreams, and how that causes dream control issues. And I've learned to try to be more calm in dream situations as a result. I still have anxiety over things, but I'm trying to you know work on that a little bit. But I think those are definitely helping me. I've had a much better outlook in 2021 than I did 2020, which was the worst year of my life. And lucid dreaming played a huge role in that. It's my constant companion. And so were all you guys, honestly. I've been teaching people on Dream Cafe for over a year now. It's been one of my favorite things to do. I'm not sure, Alex Harris. I don't like schema is like association. You associate X with Y. Like, if you have the ability to, like, associate all of your dreams with being lucid and knowing you're dreaming, so that every time you're dreaming that's sort of what you try to do with mild, actually. You try to create that schematic association between your dreams and your intention to know you're dreaming. But if you manage to create that for all your dreams, you're basically omni, which is kind of what you end up doing at the end of the day. When you get to be omni, you're basically associating lucidity with all your dreams. You're getting to the point where you've recognized your dreams enough to the point that you always know what you're dreaming just about, and that's that's the top of the line in terms of getting of achieving lucidity, which is awesome. It's what I aim to do. Oh, Void Dragon, I'm not sure what your practice is like, but yeah, keep in mind, I basically didn't have any other commitments for the most part. My job let me set my own hours. I wasn't going to school for like most of all of 2021. I was really chill. I was enjoying life, and lucid dreaming was my number one priority for an entire year. So yeah, it definitely helped there. Hey, Panzer. It was 2020 something in the world where I grew up. Yeah, 2020. I the way I tell people, Void, on Dream Cafe, I don't remember what your name was back then, but 2020, like late 2020 when I joined around October, it was the wild west of lucid dreaming on Discord. It's the biggest server still, but like there was no marshal in town. No one had the decent information, and you had all of the rogues running around, everyone claiming their little bit of lucid dreaming fiefdom and their bit of knowledge trying to spread to other people and not really actually spreading, accurate information or being unified. And it was crazy. It was the Wild West, and some marshals had to come into town and, you know, you know, change some stuff. Void Dragon Tamer. I think I do remember that name, but gosh, long time ago. At least, all right. I've gotten to the bottom of the chat. Warbly Wibblings. Nice name. When should I do wake back to bed? Well, that is actually a very subjective question. Well, I'd first ask you, like, what methods are you doing with it? You know, are you doing mild, wild, SSILD? Also, when are you going to bed? The exact timing can be arbitrary. If you're trying to target REM periods, which I don't always do, but if you're really just going for one wake back to bed, I would say, you know, maybe between 4.5 and 6 hours after you fall asleep, not go to bed, but like the time you go to bed plus how long it takes you normally to fall asleep after that time. And then if you really are just aiming for any time in particular, it really be arbitrary, you know? I'd say no earlier than 2 hours after you fall asleep and no later than, like, an hour and a half before you wake up. That's my normal rule just so you aren't, you know, too awake that you can't fall back asleep. That's sort of something I kinda go for, but, you know, the timing is completely arbitrary, it's up to you. I don't have to run void. I can just mute. But all jokes aside, you know, the joke methods that, you know, people who I know actually, well, not really. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying I know people personally on Discord because that's kind of like an ironic. But the irony is, I've learned a lot about certain people without ever learning their names, which I find hilarious because this is Discord. That's sort of how mod works. Like, what, Alex Harris? I'm curious, which mod guide were you following? Because the whole point of doing the mod practice is, you know, you're associating that intention to your dreams, so that when you are in your dreams, you remember that intention. That's sort of what you do with the mod practice. Thanks. Well, Void, I have a whole year of experience dealing with it now, but I also like to be diplomatic and make friends. You know, there are some people who need to be punched in the face, and instead of punching them in the face, I like to get really snarky with them and, like, shoot them in the knee. It's a lot more painful and more embarrassing, probably. Anyway, actually, never mind. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that on a YouTube live stream, even if it is a joke. Yeah, I actually gotta be careful what I say. But no, you know, all jokes aside, um, I like to make friends with people. I like to be friendly with them and to, you know, spread good information, because if you alienate somebody, you're not going to be able to teach them well. That's something you kind of learn by interacting with people. If you're all you're doing is trying to piss somebody off, how are you going to communicate to them when you know that what they are learning is not correct and they do not, and they are confident in that what they are learning is right when it isn't? How do you communicate to that person? And that's where you kind of have to be somewhat diplomatic. And Alex Harris, a random one, very helpful indeed. I know exactly what steps you're following from that. Anyway, a little sarcasm, but yeah, I prefer to be diplomatic with people. It, you know, building bridges rather than burning them. I mean, I haven't been able to make as many friends as I have on Discord with all you guys by being by being basically a jerk to everybody. I'm only a jerk to people who deserve it. Ferds. Does dream recall meaning is imagine dream in your head? Well, so dream recall is being able to remember your dreams. Yes, and being able to imagine them, or at least understand the details. Like, if you aren't physically capable of imagining, but you are capable of describing it or writing it down or like noting it to someone. Yeah, dream recall is the ability to remember your dreams. It is an important fundamental for lucid dreaming. It is something that can be trained. Even if you don't have good dream recall, you can train it, and it is worth doing so. It is very rewarding to be able to remember several dreams a night. Even the ones that aren't lucid, you can still have some very enjoyable experiences. And dream recall itself is a gateway to lucidity. You're learning more about your dreams. Your dreams are becoming more important, and you're more likely to remember a dream that you were lucid in when you have good dream recall. And it is necessary for methods like mild as well. And it is just it's an underrated fundamental. A lot of people don't put enough stress on how important dream recall is. Just give you an idea, you know, people talk about, oh great, I'm able to remember a dream like each night. It's like I have good dream recall. Well, congratulations, you're remembering 1/5 of the dreams you have at minimum every night, because you have dreams at least just in all the REM periods, if not as NREM dreams as well. So a bare minimum for an 8-hour night of 5 to 6 minimum. So good recall a week will be somewhere in the ballpark of 35 to 42 dreams recalled for 7 days. Yeah, that's what we're talking about when we talk about like having high level recall. 3 to 5 to 6 a night is like I would say 3 to 4 for me is kind of like I call it my average, but my average good recall. And if I'm getting 5 or 6 in a night, that's good. That's good high level recall right there. Draco Malfoy, Avada Kedavra. Reddit is bad, Alex Harris. Most of YouTube is not great either. Yeah, totally. But yeah, Reddit is pretty bad. I've heard nothing but Reddit horror stories. And I forgot that I was actually in the voice chat on the Lucid server. And to the person in there, I am actually live streaming on YouTube. What you're hearing me say right now, I'm saying to, let's see, how many people now? 7. Yay, we're up to 7 people. Yeah. Yeah, I just stayed off of Reddit in terms of lucid dreaming stuff. Void. I like the brain cells that I have and I like to keep them, so I generally try to avoid environments where that would not be possible. That's why I'm not in general. I don't know who's talking on OmniLucid, but I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. If you check the content channel, you can see that. I forgot to actually leave the voice, but I guess I'm just broadcasting to both places. Go ahead and join us. I mean, we can use more viewers. My pleasure, Alex Harris. Thank you for watching tonight. And if you haven't yet already, go ahead and subscribe. You can check us out on Dream Cafe, although I know you're already there. And you can DM me or ask us in Lucid Dreaming channel there for any questions you may have. So let's see here. I think the comments right now are kind of winding down a bit. Let's see. Computer time.
It's 8:45 p.m.
8:45. Well, guys, we're going to go for about another 15 or so minutes. I think I started. Let's see. I actually should have a runtime on here. 2017. We've been running for almost 30 minutes, so that'd be a good solid close to 40. It'd be about 43 minutes. I'd say that's pretty solid in terms of runtime. So we'll go for another 15 minutes if there is interest. All right. And if there are other people on the Discord service, if you guys want to let everyone know, hey, the stream is still going on, pass the link around. If anyone else might be interested in joining on both servers, OmniLucid or Dream Cafe, everyone is welcome. That's why I'm doing the Q&As here. I don't want to exclude anyone by the fact of being on one server and not the other, since I am friends to everybody in the community. All right, let's see here. So let's see. No more questions so far. Not yet. We'll... Yep, it's getting slow now. But yeah, so this week I've got a 4-day weekend. Well, today was the first night of it. And then MLK Day, my college takes off, so my 2 p.m. Monday class is not meeting. So I don't go back to class until Tuesday. I have 3 full days ahead of me of no coursework and full-on lucid dreaming awesomeness. And I planned to weaponize and take advantage of it. It's Bus. Who's my favorite dream character? Well, excuse me. Most of them don't have names, And of the few that do, I would say probably Caroline. She's one I specifically created to assist me with lucid dreaming stuff. Although I've associated her so much with the Zardonia PR that now I've only been able to find her if I make it to compartment 100 S10 375022 aboard ZSS Dark Horizons, which is the primary location of the PR. It's the Zardonian flagship for the Zardonian Defense Force. It's my personal ship. Say personal, but it is 50 miles long, 5 miles wide, and 500 decks, and crews 2.5 million people. But yeah, it's my personal ship. Do I have any questions for you? I don't know how well that would work in a live replay. So, um, well, I guess my question for you is, do you have any more questions for me? That's kind of my main thing, but um, at the moment, I need to find a way to include multiple people on live streams. Though I've been talking with other people that I work with, and they talk about OBS and things like that. But trying to find a way to get the audio and get it all from like a Discord channel streamed to YouTube is what I would want to learn how to do. I've only ever done this from my webcam. I would need a way to do this. I'm not really sure how I would go about it. And if my computer would be able to. But it was something I would love to experiment with doing because I would love to host a live stream, with participants from different servers, and specifically with curated people, like people that I know and trust and talk to basically be in public, like I did with the old Q&A stages. I would love to have more of a round table panel discussion with people at some point. That is something I want to do. Sucks to be you, Void. You got a half day today. I'm taking a light college load actually, so I'm only taking 9 credits and no Friday classes. So yeah, awesome. They can read the chat actually. At least I think they can, but I'm not sure, Panzer, because I'm not sure if the chat goes away after a certain amount of time or not. Super schema. I'm trying to wonder what I would actually want for a super schema that would just enable me to do anything. I'd like something that I could maybe imbue with the power of the Q from Star Trek, because that is basically what a super schema would be like. All right, guys, let's see. 8:50. Can we make it another 10 more minutes? Joke's on you. I'm in the 8th grade. Pure dream guide material right here. Joke's on you. I'm 25 and I still haven't graduated college. So, hey, I mean, can't complain. Can't complain. So, joke is on me. But I'm glad your dream guide purity is shining through with that pure dream guide material you got. Okay. Had to do a little housekeeping. Joke's on you. You don't know what that means. It means that if I had been actually, completing 4-year college on time, I would have graduated I'm 25. So 3 years ago today, I would graduate in 2019 before COVID. So yeah, that's what that means. It means I'm 3 years behind. It means if it wasn't for the probably 40 to 50-year-old man who's an actual practicing attorney and just taking classes for kicks in one of my government class or my political science classes, I'd be the oldest person in all of my classes, aside from the professors. So that's what that means. guys, I'm going to wrap up here very shortly. If you guys have any final questions, you have 2 minutes to get them in at 8:55. I'm going to answer all the final questions and cut off the stream. I do have folks on a game that are waiting for me to finish, and to do right by them, I am going to wrap up shortly. So we will be finishing shortly. People who have final questions, get those in the next 2 minutes. I will be answering up until that time, and if no other questions are submitted by 8:55, I will be ending the stream. I'd like to thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Void. Thanks for showing up. Do appreciate it. Let's see. No other questions coming through. I was contemplating doing it either tonight or tomorrow. Supposedly, a decent number of people wanted to see it tonight, but I really do need to do one over the weekend at some point where other people are available from other time zones. So I plan maybe not this weekend, but possibly next weekend. I might do a Saturday stream, everybody. So that's something to be on the lookout for. All right, it's Bus. What's the coolest power I have ever used? Well, I've given powers to other people. I've teleported. I think in non-lucid dreams, I've phased people out of existence. I've jumped in the air and flown through space, through walls and like ceilings before. I jumped through the ceiling to fly. Teleported myself, Harry Potter style, apparated. Let's see. Hung on to the hull of a starship. As far as powers go specifically, I haven't developed a ton of powers. Flying's like the main one that I've used so far. Teleportation, I do either Star Trek or Harry Potter style. I either Star Trek transporter or I apparate. Let's see. I'm working on trying to create telepathic interfaces for starships because I'm more of a sci-fi than like a fantasy type myself. So I'm more into exploring the unknown of the universe with the best technology in existence in the universe and sort of molding that to my own image of what I want it to be. I've created dream characters. I've been able to control what people say sometimes. It's just kind of fun. I've built and edited dreams as they were going, like just nudging the plot in directions that I want it to go and just giving things shape as I pass them. That has been really fun to do. So I really enjoy dreams like that. And let's see. Flying airplanes was one of my favorite things. I've made objects appear in my hands. I've summoned things or spawned them by its expectation schema. There's some times where I just reach for something and it's where I want it to be. That's that form of spawning. Then something on the wall where I want it to be. Or the one case where I made my cane literally materialize in my hand, and there's one power where I've rubbed my hands together and like pulled them apart and had an object I wanted in them, or modified it that way using schema. That's always. Oh, don't worry, Void. I don't know what time zone you're in, but you know me. I'm a lucid dreamer. I'm not getting up in the morning. I don't know what Ami 99. I don't know what you mean by the reproducing dreams. Is that supposed to be some sort of method? Also, welcome to the stream. You're kind of a late bloomer. We're getting ready to end here. I do not know exactly what you're talking about there, though. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't splinch myself, Void Dragon. I am much superior than that. What I do is generally apparate, and the person behind me usually gets hit with a Vada Kedavra, and then I, just basically phase teleport in, transphasic torpedo and blow up the entire planet. It's more of what I do. And was my most vivid lucid dream? It really varies. I can't answer that. I've recorded 387, and I cannot not honestly give you an answer. What does it feel like to me? All senses, visuals in real life. I have what's called light perception, so I can tell if the sun's out. And dreams, I can occasionally see like vague objects and stuff. But full sensory experiences. I experience what I expect to, and I get full sensory experience. Have you ever done anything in a lucid dream I regret? Yeah, waking up a lot. or not remembering my goals in a lot of lucid dreams. But I don't worry about that too much. All right, guys, that's it. It's 8:58. That was Ice Pack. What's the last question? I'd like to thank you all for showing up. All of you, have a great day. Thank you for showing up. If you are somebody who just randomly decided, I'm going to watch a 40+ minute video and just sit here and listen to this guy answer questions from people in a chat, thank you so much. If you'd like to connect with me, I'm Skyfall Blind Dreamer. I have Lucid Dreaming playlist. You can also find me on the Omni Lucid and Dream Cafe Discord servers. Links in the description below. Thank you very much and have a good night.